In the step one administration, this is the stage where we prepare the salary information before the actual payroll is run. In the payroll administration page, the first tab that you will see is the employee pay details tab. And this is where you will edit the pay information of the staff. In editing the pay information of the staff, there are three ways to do that. The first way is the manual editing. Second is the mass editing. Third is the importing. So number one is manual editing. You need to click the pencil icon under the actions column to edit the employee's pay information individually. Here. The mass editing, you need to click the mass edit pay elements button at the top right corner of the screen to update multiple employees' pay details at once. And last method would be the importing. You need to scroll down to the bottom of this page, click the import pay elements button. You need to download the template, update the Excel file with the correct pay elements, and you need to upload it back to the system. Okay? So let's discuss now the first method, the manual editing. Manual editing method is actually recommended for those companies with a minimal group of employees. From the employee pay details page, you will see the list of the staff who are included in payroll. Now, to edit individually, you need to click the pencil icon under the actions column. For this example, we will be using the employees Ariel, Ara, and Ava. When you click on the pencil icon, I'll open the profile of Ariel. You will see the update pay information page. You will see the name of the staff clearly displayed. And the first part is divided into three sections: employee info, additions, and deductions. Under the employee info section, you need to make sure that all the details are entered correctly. Additions refer to the components that are credited to the employee salary, and these are called pay elements. By default, all employees will have basic pay. Any extra components such as allowances, bonuses, commissions, and other pay elements must be added in this section. To add a new pay element, you need to scroll down a bit and look for the drop down at the bottom of the section. You need to look for the pay element that you want to include, then you need to click on the add button. For example, let's say employee Ariel is entitled to get basic pay and commission for this month. Since basic pay is already here, I need to look for the commission pay element from the drop-down menu, look for the commission, then click on add. You will see a success message on the upper right-hand corner of the screen to let you know that the commission is now added. Once it's added, the pay element will appear in the addition section, but with a default amount of 0, as configured during the pay element creation. If the pay element is not a fixed amount, let's say commission, incentives, variable allowances, the system will display 0 by default, provided it was configured as 0. But if the pay element is fixed, let's say food allowance of 200, then whenever you use the food allowance, the system will automatically display food allowance 200 because that's the fixed amount that you've entered in the configuration. But for commission, I initially entered 0. That's why we don't see any amount yet. So I will add in 500 under the commission and fees. Simply input the amount to be paid. Then you can also set if it's CPF payable and SDL payable. You can check or uncheck these boxes here. After adding the pay elements and their amounts, you need to scroll down because you need to save this page. You can repeat the process and add as many pay elements as needed. No limits on how many pay elements you can assign. Let us now move on to the third section, which is the deduction. A deduction refers to any amount that is subtracted from an employee salary. The process of adding a new deduction pay element is just the same, like how you add an addition pay element. At the end of the column, there's a drop down again, but this time this is the list of all the deductions you can give to the staff. Let's say the staff is contributing to CDAC. So you need to look for the CDAC and you need to click on add. You will see system auto computed, because meaning the system is already designed to follow the standard calculation. No need for you to manually enter the deduction amount. A confirmation message will now appear again once you successfully added the CDAC for this profile. If you need to add more deductions, simply repeat the steps. You can add as many deductions as necessary, provided that pay elements have been created in the configuration before you can use them. For the very first pay run process in the system, you need to add all the required pay elements. However, for subsequent pay runs, these pay elements will remain in place. Do not need to add them again. Particularly those recurring items such as the self-help groups. For example, if a bonus is scheduled to be paid in December, you will use bonus pay element when you are processing the December payroll. But when you process the salary for January, you will need to remove the bonus pay element since it's not a recurring payment. Similarly, if the staff member decides to stop contributing to self-help group, such as the CDAC, Mendaki, SINDA, ECF, you will need to remove the respective pay elements so that no further deductions are applied. You have the option to add the remarks on the staff payslip. These remarks will only appear on the payslip of the specific staff. To do this, make sure that you tick the display remarks box before you can start adding your message. Don't forget to save this page after making any changes. Whether you have added a new pay element, you remove the pay element, saving is required before moving on to the next employee. To update the pay information of the staff, you can either click on the employee's name to see a drop-down list and select the next employee that you want to edit, or simply use the arrow button to move to the next employee. The process of updating each employee's profile will follow the same steps. Now, let us go back to the administration page, and I will demonstrate to you how to update the staff pay details using the second method, which is the mass editing. On the employee pay details page, you will see a blue button on top, Mass Edit Pay Elements, located at the upper right-hand corner of the screen. You need to click on that button, and another button will appear called View All Pay Elements, and you need to click on that too. In the first few columns, we will display the name of the staff, followed by the user ID and their department. From there, if you scroll to the right, you will find the list of all the pay elements configured in the system. You simply need to choose which pay element you want to update. For example, I will be updating the records of ARA. For this second method, I will give ARA additional pay elements. I will use advance payment, allowance, and anniversary bonus. $100 for each pay element. First thing that you need to do is to locate the name of the staff. So ARA is on the second line. And on that line, you will update accordingly corresponding to the right pay element by entering the amount. Let's say, so for the advance payment, I will add $100. There's no save button here because when you click on the screen, it will automatically be saved and you will get a confirmation on top of the screen. Save successfully. For allowance, I'll input $100 and another save successfully message. Anniversary bonus, I'll put 100 and another save successfully message will pop up. If you want to verify if these pay elements have been added to the employee's profile, you need to go back to payroll administration. The purpose of the mass editing is to allow you to bulk edit the employee data without having to check all the profile one by one. So once you're here in the employee pay details page, you need to look for the name of ARA and you need to click the pencil icon under the actions column. And you will now see that under the additions section, we have the advance payment of $100. We have anniversary bonus of $100 and other allowances of $100. Whatever amounts that you will be adding in the mass editing will take effect real time here. The final method to edit the employee pay information is by importing the pay elements. So let's go back first to administration. Scroll down. You need to look for the blue button labeled import pay elements. Have to click on that. And on this page, you will see the step-by-step instructions on how to edit the file along with a screenshot showing what the template looks like. There are also two main configuration options, the import settings and the additional settings. Import settings, we have import using the existing setting, meaning you can add a new pay element if any and replace the existing employee pay element values with the data in this file. Or we can perform a clean import, meaning we will remove all the existing pay elements assigned to the employee and then you will reassign the new pay element based on the data in this file. On the additional settings, you can ignore pay elements with zero amount, you can ignore the blank values, or automatically include the race-based contributions. You need to click the blue button download template to get a copy of the Excel file that you'll be working. You need to edit the file according to the correct pay elements that you want to upload. We are not requiring you to edit the pay information for all the staff. Because if you are just trying to edit for maybe 1 to 3 employees, then you can just keep the data for the 3 employees and you can still upload it. Once you're done editing the file and you are ready, you just need to drag and drop the file here onto the designated area and you need to click the import button and wait for the confirmation message on top saying uploaded successfully. So this is the third and the final method how we can update the employee pay details page.